from, fan it out and then go to Abby. Yeah.
Yeah, just again.
Pick a good one.
From the top, from the very
God,
top.
so much pressure.
Okay. So we're going to shuffle then.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks, Doug. So let's get started.
When you started JCRC, what issues were at the forefront and how are they still today? I'm afraid they still are today. The issues were Israel, our relationship to Israel, how to help Israel survive, anti-Semitism, and issues that might arise in the community. And I suspect I are dealing with the same things today.
I also think we're all mission driven. Most of the issues I felt that we deal with, they're actually long term.
I think every issue that we took up was an issue that we knew was going to go on and on and on. And there were no easy solutions, and there was no end to it. And I think our relationship with Israel also dominated some of the things that we took up. I think I was the first person to take a group of non-Jews to Israel. I did that 23 times. And it was amazing to see the change in attitude of the people we took before we went and when we came back. I mean, they understood the Jewish community in a way they never would have done if we hadn't taken them.
It started in 1999, and there was a lot of work being done around genocide. So both in terms of how does our government relate to other governments when it comes to things like recognizing the Armenian genocide, how was our government going to respond to the genocide in Darfur? What was the role of the Jewish community in calling these genocides? And then what was the work that we were going to do to respond?
The week I started at JCRC in 1982 was the week that Israel went into Lebanon that year. I think that fundamentally changed American Jews' relationship with Israel in the sense that it began a process of detachment for too many American Jews. And while the overwhelming majority of American Jews continue to support Israel, it has been a long period of growing polarization, including within our own community.
Name a time when your vacation was ruined by a Jewish community emergency.
What's an emergency? Because in JCRC, when we all were directing, almost every day you could call something. Somebody saw something as an emergency, and we might have just seen it as another day of doing our work.
I remember when the ethnic studies issue blew up at the state legislature, I was skiing in Mammoth, and I wanted to enjoy my skiing time. So, I had my helmet on, and I took my phone and I shoved it between the helmet and my face, and spent the time on the chairlift going up, making calls to state legislators and the superintendent of California Public Schools, and then skiing down and then getting to the next chairlift to making the next call. So the ethnic studies part, whenever I now ski, I get traumatized that the chairlift is going to become my office.
What was the biggest challenge you faced during your time at JCRC? I think Doug would agree with me. The biggest challenge was Soviet Jewry. That was the time when there were people going out on picket lines just daily, and you went to the Soviet Union. So you really should be talking about it. Or even though I was the director, you were the associate, but that was part of your job.
I think we, the JCRC, working very closely with the Bay Area Council for Soviet Jews, really did a remarkable job when you think about it, of keeping the community's interest, keeping the media's interest, keeping the pressure on. And to be able to look back and say all that pressure, those daily vigils, those massive rallies, including every year on Simchat Torah, those trips to the Soviet Union to meet with refuseniks, all of it played a part.
How many times do you think we spent picketing outside the Soviet consulate?
I mean, I think, well, there were hundreds, and then JCRC played a role in working with the Bay Area Council in organizing major community rallies, including after Natan Sharansky was released and having thousands of people in front of the Soviet consulate on Green Street.